Yes, people, it's LokiMan07 back with another YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the TV show Hawkeye, which hasn't released yet. It releases on the 24th of November, okay? But as you already know, I talk about these things, these TV shows, etc. If you haven't watched my channel, I don't just talk about the TV shows, Marvel TV shows. I talk about what's going on behind them. Okay, they're released at certain times, certain dates, and those times and dates are reflections of the things that go on in the show, the zodiac sign they represent, and the deity that they represent. And what I'm going to do in this in this video, is talk about what we've seen of Hawkeye so far, its release date, the constellation which it comes over, and the characters that therefore the show is purveying. Okay, and this stuff is ironclad. Okay, ironclad. Check out my video, Loki TV show Metaphors and Metaphysics. It's ironclad. Okay, so what we're going to do now is talk about Hawkeye himself. Who is Hawkeye? Of course, Hawkeye is that Avenger that kinda does awesome things but kinda sucks. I don't know how you feel about that character. I've never been a Hawkeye fan. The character sucks. His original design from the comic sucks. They couldn't keep that. They made him a bit cooler in the MCU and in the comics as well with his designs, but he still kind of sucks. He's just a guy that, you know, shoots bow and arrows really accurately. It's like the worst superpower of all the superpowers, right? Like, just use a gun. Okay, just be like Black Widow and use a gun. But he can't use a gun because he represents a deity, just like every other MCU character. Okay, so let's get down into this. The symbol on the screen is the symbol of Sagittarius. Okay, the Sagittarius star sign should have just started. Okay, we're just getting into the constellation of Sagittarius, which Disney will celebrate and of course show adherence to through its programs and programming. So what do we get? We get Hawkeye season 1. As you can see, if you look at Sagittarius, its symbol and the symbols that represent Sagittarius on screen, it is synonymous with bow and arrows. So we're already getting there, right? We're already in, right, to what's going on here. Okay, the centaur on the screen with the bow and arrow, his name is Chiron. Okay, he's the teacher. Okay, the master. He has a student as well. Okay, Chiron has a student, a very famous student. Okay, but before we get into the very famous student, Chiron is less known than his actual student, but the symbol of Sagittarius, which is usually represented by a centaur with the bow and arrow, that character's name is Chiron. Okay, or Chiron. Okay, there are evolutions of this name that are common, like Kieran. Okay, but that's Chiron. So, as I've just mentioned, Chiron is a master, has a set of skills. His set of skills is fighting. Okay, he's represented by a centaur, right? So he has a man's half and a horse's lower half. Obviously, Hawkeye doesn't have a horse's lower half, but the inspiration for the character, nevertheless, is of course Chiron. Okay, now what we've seen in the trailer is that Hawkeye, the character from the MCU, in his TV show, seems to be teaching his daughter. Okay, and another thing you will notice that they've got this dog. Okay, this dog is also in the promotional material as well, right? So so what we know is that there's a family unit, and he has to look after this student who is his daughter. Does this have any reflection to the character Chiron? Well, it does to an extent. Chiron gets given a young child to rear and to train, right? And that child, of course, is Achilles, or Achilles, however you want to pronounce it. And that's who his daughter represents. Okay, his actual daughter is a gender swap of Achilles. Now, Achilles is dumped in a river by his mom. Well, like kind of like baptized in a river as a baby. His mom is holding him by the ankle, basically by one ankle. She dips him into this river, pulls him out, and this is where you get the famous Achilles heel, because the heel didn't go into this magical river, but the rest of him did. So his heel is a vulnerable spot, but the rest of him is invulnerable due to going into this river, right? And when you hear about rivers, whether it's Moses, whether it's the firmament above in biblical mythology, whether it's Moses parting the Great Sea, that doesn't actually represent actual sea. It represents the sea of space and probability. Okay, and I won't get into that, but Hawkeye's daughter was dipped into the great sea of probability when she was snapped by Thanos. So she's just gone into empty space, probable, just like she was before she ever existed. Okay, a probability of existence, and then she was brought back. Okay, how that is going to play out into the TV show, I don't know, because her being snapped is going to be some kind of strength and weakness. Okay, that's what we're going to see in this show. Okay, so my prediction is the snap will be talked about from the female Hawkeye's perspective, his daughter. Right, it will be an issue. Like I said, it will be some kind of psychological hurdle, either positive or negative. That's one thing I predict. Second thing I predict is Troy references, or references to the Trojan Horse in the show, since it's dealing with the energy of Chiron and of course Achilles. So there will definitely be Trojan Horse aspects of this story. They may take references from the Iliad poems. Right? Don't be surprised if that is in the show to some degree. Right? How they'll do it, I don't know. Like I've said, we've just seen trailers that are already showing signs that there's certain things going on that are direct correlations to the constellation it represents anyway, right? But we'll see what happens. It's just a short video, right? I won't be doing any more videos on this channel, right? Breaking down any sorts of mythological aspects or anything else like that on this channel anymore. I will be making another channel that is just like separate to the whole thing, where I can go in. Right, I will probably promote that. If anybody wants to know about that, that's fine. People that actually do watch that will know about it anyway. So peace, my people, peace. Have a good one. Right, I will do a breakdown of the complete show on my new channel, all right, when that happens. So peace.